This is Good Morning San Diego.
The FBI has turned over details of thousands of employees who have worked on cases related to the January 6th riot and alleged insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. The Trump administration ordered top FBI officials to send over a list of Bureau workers who investigated the riot from 2021. Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove set a 3 p.m. deadline for that list, which includes details on job titles and staff ID numbers, but not names. FBI Director Brian Driscoll says his information was also included on that list. Two separate groups of the agency's employees have sued the U.S. Justice Department in response to that request. They're asking the court to protect their identities. Anonymous FBI workers accuse the DOJ of looking to identify agents in plans to fire or punish them. Here to talk more about it is criminal defense attorney Vikas Bajaj. He joins us now. Just the sheer number, the numbers that are being released right now, the number of people that were working on the J6 trespass, if you will, they had over 5,000 agents working on it. That's 38% of the field agents.
It's completely eye-opening, and as a tax-paying citizen, you and I probably share the same concern, which is that the #1 priority? You're talking about 37-ish% of all FBI agents in some way, shape, or form had a hand in those investigations, which led to, for instance, grandmas being incarcerated. Is that the biggest national security threat? It can be no wonder that with the limited number of federal agents who are there to protect our country, dedicating 37-ish%, let's say, give or take, to the January 6th incident takes away a necessity from the border, from national security issues. So it's an eye-opening number, but most importantly, what this is a signal saying, you know, you may have had something to do with January 6th as an FBI agent. You may have been following direction of your superiors, and we understand that. But we are going to open up an inquiry into this to see if you acted in a judicious and impartial manner. If you feel you didn't, resign. If you feel you did and you acted the right way, you can appeal it administratively, then go to the Merit Systems Parole Board or the Protections Board, which, of course, as we talked about before, is based on merit. What did you do? Did you do something wrong? So the march that you had in the intro of a march into federal court really is premature. You have to exhaust those administrative issues first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of swimming in unprecedented water here, right? I mean, I know there's always been a lot of politicians over the years who said, hey, we're going to clean out the swamp. This is the first time we've ever seen the initial steps of swamp cleaning. And what does the rule book say? Can you release these names? Is it within the president's authority to do so?
Well, the names are not being released. The identification numbers are. And if you talk to any federal agents...
But is it legal for him to try to go out and get those names, to find out who was involved in the investigation?
Absolutely. He's in charge of the executive branch. He's the president of the United States. He's the commander-in-chief. He has a right to do it. And it's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. I've had the opportunity to speak with many former and present FBI agents who work national security issues, and they say to me, look, Vic, I think this is great because there's been such a low morale in the Federal Bureau of Investigation, in other federal agencies that we used to work with, because we're going after politically partisan ideas rather than national security threats and the public safety threats, which is really the gravamen of what the FBI should be involved in.
So how is it going to, at some point, are we going to clean out the dead wood? Is that the plan here? Are some people going to lose their job over this?
Absolutely. Some people will lose their job voluntarily if they feel they've had their hand in the cookie jar, let's say, a little too deep. Others are going to be terminated because of the fact that they did not act judiciously. Many will keep their jobs. Many who simply followed directions from their superiors and executed their jobs appropriately in light of that authority will still be agents.
I think one of the, in my lifetime, one of the saddest things is our loss of confidence in our institutions. Is this a way perhaps to regain some of that? You know, I know we're going to be in for a real turbulent period. But at end result, do you think we will maybe regain some confidence in the FBI, the CIA, and other government institutions?
Yes. Paul, when we talk about the FBI growing up, perhaps in a little bit of a different generation, you and I, but I would say that growing up, the FBI is the end-all law enforcement agency in the United States. We used to hold...
You said TV show. They had TV shows.
That's exactly right, and for good reason. So this is really a step to say, look, if something was done in an untoward fashion, that dead wood, as you put it, Paul, has to be cast away. This is the only way for citizens of this country and residents of this country, legal residents, to have faith in this system. The only other option is to absolutely excise the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and that may be too tall of an order.
And this is all happening without Kash Patel on the job as of yet. What happens when he's in the big office?
I think when he's in the big office, he'll supervise the same trend. You have to have a leader, and you have to have a leader with experience on the defense side, a leader with defense experience as well as prosecution experience on national security issues, and a person who actually worked with agents on the ground floor. And Mr. Patel is all of those three things. So he will carry the torch. He'll do exactly what he said he would do in the confirmation hearings and before, and he'll make sure agents are doing a good job, Paul.
Man, the worm is turning a little bit.
It is, and it should be. Yeah, it's unfortunate because as a defense attorney, I'm in state court, I'm in federal court throughout our beautiful nation, and the amount of confidence people have in the federal authorities, law enforcement authorities, has plummeted in just my 24 years of experience. It needs to come on back. The good agents need to be in positions to do the right thing, and that's what we're seeing happening here, Paul.
On that, we'll call it a conversation. Vikas Bajaj, everybody, have a safe day, and I'll see you next day. What do you think of the new sofa?
I think it's amazing. It's very comfortable, and it makes us look good.
Yeah, I appreciate the new furniture. All right, Vic, we'll see you down the road.